crisis in the Ukrainian parliament coalition. The pro-government majority is splintering. At least 2 of the 4 factions are contemplating leaving the bloc ahead of local elections this October. But why now? Political analysts argue lawmakers are afraid of making unpopular decisions. Much of the electorate are already disgruntled by the pace of promised reforms. The threat of this breakup makes the dissolution of the assembly more likely before the 5-year term is over. After the snap parliamentary elections last year, some 302 MPs out of 421 agreed to form a coalition. This included President Petro Poroshenko's bloc, the People's Front, founded by now Prime Minister Arseniy Yatsenyuk, the Fatherland Party of Yulia Tymoshenko, and several others. Recently, though, the Radical Party, led by the flamboyant Oleg Leshko, exited the coalition, taking some 20 seats. This was highlighted during a parliament session on Tuesday. Health Minister Alexander Kvitashvili had been under pressure for months. The lack of improvements in the sector have led to calls for his sacking. Despite this, no consensus could be met by the MPs. Meanwhile, forcing through another decision took no less than 5 rounds of voting, and only then it was passed using support from MPs linked to former President Viktor Yanukovych. Cracks in the coalition appeared to come to light after Poroshenko attempted to pressure all parties to agree to amendments to the constitution, granting greater autonomy to regional powers. However, the head of Poroshenko's bloc, Yuri Lutsenko, said parliamentary elections will be avoided.
Новоявлені опозиціонери так само уходять, як і працювали.
These newly minted opportunists go away in the same way as they worked. Right now, I'm afraid we witness the creation of a broad opposition, which will do everything to demonstrate the incapability of this parliament. I'm addressing not them, but the puppeteers. Dear oligarchs, this parliament will work with the Vice Prime Minister or without him, with the radicals or without them. The Rada will work for Ukraine. In response, the Radical Party leader, Oleg Leshko, said his party left the coalition on principle. He said, here we show the example of European policy making. We resigned and we gave away all our posts because we joined the coalition not for posts. We joined the coalition to defend our principles and our vision. And I thank my former coalition colleagues for supporting our numerous law-making initiatives, which were a little step towards changing Ukraine. But we left the coalition after Ukraine was betrayed. Only a handful of laws about reforms in public procurement and several social issues were tackled on Tuesday. And with snail's-pace decision-making, the hopes of a fast-transforming Ukraine on the path towards European standards could take longer than those who stood in central Kiev during the revolution had initially hoped.